Welcome back, guys. Now here's a video that I thought I would never have to do. The video that everyone dreads when they build a car. Any race car driver will dread this, on track, off track. But quite possibly worse than that is if this happens on the dyno. Now we went from this to this within the space of a day. Now this video is going to show you start to finish exactly what happened, why it happened, and a little bit of the aftermath. So hope you guys enjoy it. I didn't. I don't think the boys at the workshop did, but for your entertainment, watch. Right, starting this video here with the trusty steed, trailer, car, all hooked up because it's dyno day. Every year I like to put it on a dyno, give it a health check, make sure that all the fuel in, everything's still good. It will let me know if the injectors are starting to fail, any issues that are appearing. It's just worth doing once a year. It's worth paying that little bit of money just to make sure your car's good. I'd highly recommend it. So we've got 2 bottles of nitrous, we've got our methanol, pick up some V-Power on the way. It's dyno time. Yeah, 2-hour journey done. Nice simple little drive. Actually a beautiful day, so it's actually a really pleasant drive. Van trailer parked up in my usual spot, and at Motion Auto Works. Now this company is owned by a guy called Jordan Barnard, I don't know, one of the two, and this is his workshop. Martin Batty works here with him as well, and this is where we do our dyno in. Now I'm actually here on my own right now because he's had a little oil explosion, got a little carried away with the old pressurised bottle. So I might be here on my own for a little while. Jordan's a good friend, and he's happy to leave me just to mince about. So I'll let you know what happens. Alright guys, I walked into Jordan's workshop and obviously fluid everywhere. And I started looking around, I got really concerned. I said to Jordan, like, Jordan, do you get a lot of floods here? Like, you know what I mean? It's looking pretty bad. And he went, he goes, no, why's that, Mark? I said, well, there's a lot of anchors, so maybe you're trying to stop the workshop floating away, and it turns out it was Ant in his engine. It's not an anchor at all. Sorry, Ant. Alright guys, you may be out here in the background. That's the Honda on the dyno. Dash all set up, looking amazing, well happy with that. Got some trick stuff like auto headlights. I'm impressed. We're just warming it up now, and I'll try and get some videos of some power runs. Alright, so a very quick, off the cuff explanation of how I feel right now. Kind of mixed emotions really, because a little bit of frustration on my own part. I knew the conrods were the weak link in that engine. I knew we was taking the piss out of them. I told myself that if the engine survived this year, I would treat it to a better set. but that wasn't meant to be. And obviously, annoyingly, it's the amount of damage that it's caused. You know, that's a dart and sleeved block destroyed. Possibly the head, definitely the crank, maybe the dry sump pan. You know, it's the damage is going to be extensive, so it's a little bit of frustration. Kind of, but there is an element of, like, it done 2 years running monster power, getting abused. You know, I've seen so many K series converted drift cars just fail instantly. You know, and this done 2 years running big power. So I'm proud of that, and proud of everyone that's worked with me on it. We've looked at the data logs before we put the car in the trailer, and it gave absolutely no symptoms. There was no noise from the knock sensors. It must have just been an instant failure, just the failure of that rod instantly. There was no boost spikes. It was literally the data logs were clean. It's just one of them things that conrod was not strong enough for what we was doing with it, and it was going to fail, and it did. So yeah, just need to think where I go from here. I mean, obviously we were supposed to be doing IDS, Irish Drift Series, in that vehicle this year. There's no way I'm going to get that turned around for the start of that season. I'll have to get in touch with Kieran Hines. I mean, if he does watch this, probably have got in touch with him by now, and explained the situation, and hopefully I can get it rebuilt and back out. I mean, there was a point where I was thinking, do we just not do it? Do we not do this Honda thing anymore? But I must be mad thinking that, because if that had stronger rods, which I should have put in it, then that wouldn't have happened. You know, so that's my own fault. The only reason we used those Eagle rods is because when I bought the engine, it came with them. So it came with forged Eagle rods. The advice from Martin Batty was not to use them. Unfortunately, he was right again. But hey ho, we live and learn. I never ever thought I'd have enough power to snap a conrod, but there we go. We did. What I will say is, I'm just grateful that all four of us got out of that dyno unscathed. That fire went up fast. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, but we didn't get any videos of the fire fully in action. By the time we'd got the fire extinguishers, which was like split seconds, the dyno room was full of smoke. We virtually went in there blind with fire extinguishers to get that fire out, and we did get it out. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now. I'm sure I'll be a roller coaster of emotions. Quite an emotional guy. No, I'm not an emotional guy, but I do overthink things. So I just got to work out how I'm going to get around this, and report back. Alright guys, it's the following day, and feeling a bit worse for wear, if I'm honest. Didn't really have a good night's sleep in the van, but I'm outside work and it's time to take a little look. Obviously it didn't really look that hard yesterday. It was done and we just put it in the trailer, so let's take a look. Just opening up this little door in the trailer. I don't really want to go any further. State of that wheel, she got toasty. Got to do it though, right? Let's have a look. Alright guys, it actually don't look that bad so far. That wheel looks like the worst bit. I've not looked under the bonnet yet, but we'll see in a minute exactly how bad it is. Well, before I show you under the bonnet, I'll show you exactly how bad it is. Let's have a look at some crispy bits. I think I might owe him a strap. They've got a little crispy, doesn't it? How much are straps these days?
Here, in his natural habitat, we have a Jordan. Cleaning the dyno, getting rid of all the oil.
Fuck it. I'm rich from all this oil.
Alright guys, so we just pulled up outside work. Yesterday, I didn't do no more than push that car in the garage and went home to forget about it. But here we are, we're back, and I pulled up, and the first thing I spot, is the burnt out strap that was holding the car down on the dyno. Obviously we've shown you the what actually happened. Now I'm going to show you the aftermath, and maybe, all depending on whether I can get some help, we're going to take the engine out and take a look at the damage. But let's see how we get on for time, yeah? But let's go and take a look. Not looking forward to this. Well, I'm not going to make you wait any longer. Let's take a little look at the damage. So we've mounted her on the ramp. We're going to start from underneath and take a little look, see what we got. Okay. So it actually don't look too bad considering the amount of fire which you've already seen. We've got a crispy wishbone, a melted brake line, steering rack gator is obviously a little worse for wear. Oil going the entire way down the bottom of the car. Literally everything's covered in oil, but fire wise, other than what we've just seen now, there really isn't much sign of it. Engine damage, if George can take a little look through there. That was a sump pan, and this little bit here, if George can get on it, and I can get my hand in now, swap sides. That bit there is the conrod. Can you see that, George?
Just about.
Do you want the light there?
No, you just
No,
like the-
worse.
Yeah.
So that there is the conrod still bolted to the crankshaft. So it wasn't conrod bolt failure, it wasn't bottom end knock. It was either one or two things: piston failure or rod snapped. That we may never know, but obviously we do know the rod snapped in the middle, but that could have been later. We don't know. But over here we have got, oh, Brad's got on, sections of sump, but that is piston. So that's the CP piston. This is where the gudgeon pin would have sat. There's a crack in the side, but obviously you'd expect that because that's been beaten to within an inch of its life. So did this fail first, or did the rod fail first? That we might never know. But the plan is now to get the engine out. The boys are going to do that for me whilst I work on the EcoBoost and take a little look to see exactly how bad the damage is. But as for the engine strip down and a real assessment of it, we're going to do that in another video. Right, so I'm smiling because I actually can't believe this. Now you've seen the crispy bits, you've seen the fire, you've seen the carnage. So me and Jordan had fire extinguishers going in through here, through here, through here, because the flames were leaking out everywhere. So to pop the bonnet and see this is a bit of a shock. Can't even see fire damage. I don't even understand it. Very happy, but I don't understand it. I'm mega happy not to see an absolute mess. And we are very confused. Well, I'm going to end this video here. The troops, bless their heart, are down here trying to get this engine out. We're going to strip it down, and that will be in the next video, exactly what we find internally. Hoping and praying the head's okay, but it's not looking good. So, everyone, hope you're having a good time. Keep safe, don't have fires.
Like, share and subscribe.
See ya. Alright, well, no more she's a